Last thing, fan requested topic. We had somebody ask us to cover Pirates of the Caribbean 6 because apparently there have been a lot of news stories and rumors about it. Full disclosure, big fan of the series, just don't follow it super closely. So all of this stuff, all of this information.
I didn't even know it. I've seen them all. I just didn't even know they were planning on a 6th one.
I didn't know they were planning on it. I knew that there was potential that they were planning on it. I just didn't know that they were actually. I thought with the whole Johnny Depp thing, with Will Smith, with Orlando Bloom not really being interested, Keira Knightley not being interested, I didn't think they were ever going to do another one. But I mean, it makes a ton of money, so I understand wanting to do another one. So all this information that I found was all research over the past week or so since we were asked. First thing is that there is a spin-off planned beyond this movie. So with the 6th movie, they plan on bringing in Margot Robbie, and they plan on having her get a spin-off afterwards where she becomes the new lead of the series. Okay. So instead of Johnny Depp, it's now Margot Robbie.
I mean, if she wants to play a crazy pirate, that's definitely a role she can fill. The crazy pirate. Like, that's
the question I have is that apparently. So they hired on the original writers for Pirates of the Caribbean 6 were the writers of Deadpool. They voluntarily quit. They were not asked to leave. There was no issues. They just didn't want to do it anymore. So they quit, which tells me that the direction that they're going is not necessarily where the writers of Deadpool would go, which I like what the Deadpool writers did. And I feel like I would have rather seen what they wanted to do. And then the writers that replaced them are the writers of Birds of Prey. And
which was
Birds
not
of Prey
great.
Was not good.
I think Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is really good in certain situations. But I also think there's certain situations where it's just too much.
I'd rather have her be a supporting character.
Yeah, but I mean, like
her shows.
Her Harley Quinn is not bad. It's just sometimes it's too much. And there's the one scene in Birds of Prey, which I love, where she's like hiding from the cops, and then she's hiding behind this giant bundle of cocaine, and they're like shooting at her behind the bundle, and it like pops holes through the cocaine, and then she sniffs it. She's like, "Oh yeah," and then she just beats the shit out of everyone. And I was like, that is prime like
Harley Quinn.
Prime movie right there. Like that is very fun to watch. But then like the whole thing where it's fan forced. It's like we're all enemies. Oh, we're friends.
Yeah.
We win like
quickly, quick resolution, no burn at all.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing is like you hire on a pirate them for the pirates. It's I mentioned it in an earlier segment. Disney is clearly trying to push a female-led. They want to move forward with a lot of female leads. They want to move forward with a female cast. They want, if we can gender swap to female, we're going to. If we can pick somebody, if we can focus, if there's a character like Madam Web that is kind of obscure that we can move forward and make popular, we're going to do that. I know that's not Disney, but I think that's where Disney and Marvel
it's still
are
a Marvel
to go.
Product. They're still going to have, like, Feige most likely will have some input,
which means Disney gets say.
Right.
And I think Disney, here took on the Birds of Prey writer probably because they got along with Margot Robbie. And if they really want to move forward with Margot Robbie, that's what they want to do.
Poach it from Warner Brothers too. So
yeah, sounds like the character Red would be I don't know if that's who she would play. So Red is somebody who's been mentioned. Like people thought Red was somebody from Tortuga, was one of the women from Tortuga.
Just a fun little fact. I used to play World of Warcraft with someone named Tater. His dad would also play with us, and his dad's character names were all pirates, and his main character was Anne Bonny.
Yeah, Anne Bonny was one of the most popular female pirate. So it would be the most likely bringing them in. That's interesting. Anyway, that's the spin-off. Pirates of the Caribbean 6, though, Kaya Scodelario and Margot would be the future of the franchise. Kaya is Barbossa's daughter, so she plays Barbossa's daughter in the 5th one.
Is that who's Barbossa?
Barbossa is the dude with the beard that came back from the dead.
Oh, okay, yeah, Barbossa
from the first movie, and then he sacrificed himself in the 5th movie to save her and the Turner boy.
Yeah, the Turner. That's Bootstrap Bill.
Another big thing about this movie is apparently it's going to be a soft reboot. I can't remember what it was compared to, but potentially as a Bumblebee. Similar, it was compared to Bumblebee. They're kind of soft rebooting the entire franchise to start the next set. I don't know if that means if they're planning this because Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley aren't interested, or if because something major is going to happen. So then they will get like a time jump, or
well, didn't they? I believe they were in the 5th one.
Yes,
like they came back for the little like they're living happily ever after.
They came back because the premise was their son killing or breaking Poseidon's pitchfork or trident.
Yeah,
and that which shatters all ocean-based curses, making Will able to leave the Dutchman and go on Earth and live happily ever after. The potential reboot would just be forgetting everything that's happened would be the goal. And I don't know if that's because Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley aren't interested. They were recently asked if they would do a 6th one, and they both said no. The note I put down is they said they weren't interested at all.
Yeah, I mean, they did their send-off. Like, why would they? I don't know why they would.
Well, the end of the end of the 5th one, Will has nightmares, and when he wakes up, he sees Davy Jones.
Yeah.
Insinuating that Davy Jones isn't dead and that he's back to life. So people thought that Will Turner and like they would come back because it would be a Davy Jones based, but now it's not even confirmed that Davy Jones is going to be back, which I feel like why they want to do this soft reboot is because of all that. Oh, if Davy Jones isn't coming back now, and Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley, and they still don't want to hire Johnny Depp back, which that'll be the last thing we talk about here. Like maybe that's why I want to do the soft reboot, but Johnny Depp was originally going to be signed on to do it, and they were going to do like a passing the torch to Margot Robbie, but then with his Amber Heard deal, Disney doesn't want to work with Johnny Depp in the future at all. Yeah, your little shaking of your head, I agree 100%. The internet's on Johnny Depp's side. There's it's not Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp when he's available there.
Yep.
Some people were saying they could bring him on for a side role, like maybe they kill him off, and I was like, either bring him on to have him be the lead, or don't bring him on at all and have this be a genuine Margot Robbie shows up. And if the movie flops without Johnny Depp, you know that they don't want to see you move forward with Margot Robbie and Kaya.
Well, they would want a passing of the torch. That's what they'd want. They'd want a conclusion to a story to start a new story. Like
exactly.
Like
and
they
just
don't just
mentioning it in exposition and saying, and Jack, we remember Jack. Like just mentioning that's not good enough.
No, it's not. It's just a negligence, I guess, to like not do it for the fan. Like you have money, like you've got money, like you can pay Johnny Depp whatever you want, you can get him there. But it's not even that. It's that like you don't want to do it because of the Amber Heard thing,
I mean, with everything that we found out there, yes, Johnny Depp isn't 100% innocent, but if anything, he's more of a victim.
Yeah.
So Disney wants to move forward with female empowerment. So they don't want to hire anybody that potentially could be taken as anti-female. So in their eyes, I think Johnny Depp is anti-female. So in their eyes, they don't want to hire him.
He's just anti-Amber Heard, much like everyone else.
Right. So
except Warner Brothers.
Which we all know Warner Brothers makes the best decisions. Overall, I'm not sure, like with all the stuff that we've been hearing about, it sounds like they've canceled almost everything that they've done already, and that they're just kind of starting from scratch for like a second or third time here. Whenever movies do that, from what I've learned from the research, they haven't even begun really writing the new script. Earliest sets of filming wouldn't begin until 2023. So even if we get this movie,
it's usually about a year. Yep. Or like a year.
Said, like at best you'd get this movie by 2026. Is that a long enough time for people to forget and stop not care if Johnny Depp's not in it?
I mean, the sooner, like in my opinion, the sooner you get Johnny Depp, the sooner you can start that writing process. Mm-hmm. You could get it out by late 2024, possibly.
If you rush.
You could.
Yeah.
If you could. Early 2025, you could do that.
Well, and most of their filming is done. Every movie has been filmed majority in Jamaica, so I'm not sure about travel restrictions.
Sure.
So that's another big thing, because Johnny Depp would probably have to come from UK. I'm pretty sure he lives primarily in the UK.
But I'm 100%. If they want to transfer it over to Margot Robbie, I'm okay with that. I think she could play the weird, crazy pirate person flawlessly.
I would be interested to see the villains, because if they really went with female villains as well, I would want to see Anne Bonny and Mary Red, like 100%.
Right.
That's who I've mentioned this.
Well, other ones
haven't
haven't they done? I guess that's
because they've done Blackbeard. That was Jack's dad.
Yeah, Blackbeard, Davy Jones. They've had the Kraken. I don't know.
They've done Poseidon. A lot of. They had Calypso.
So
they've done a lot of them. They've done a lot of the sea base. They could. I mean, you don't want to do Peter Pan and Hook. Like you don't really want to do that,
right?
Sir Francis Drake, Sam Bellamy, Captain Kidd, Calico Jack. I'm sure Calico Jack is probably who Jack's based off of. Bartholomew Roberts,
because his name was Dirk Shivers, and it looked like Dick Shivers.
And I think a couple of these are that like round table of pirates that was in like the third movie. I think that's who a lot of like Zenji Sao is a very famous pirate, and I'm pretty sure there was a guy part of that round table who that was based off of. So it'd be I'm not sure where else they would go. I would assume
Captain Morgan, dude.
I know Henry Morgan. I think they'd want to go in that direction of like some of those famous pirates, but I would assume at max they'd get one more trilogy out of it before it was over milked.
Yeah, can do Captain Morgan.
I would be fine if they didn't do another one. It just depends. Multiple resets before you even get started is not a good sign. Like it's different when you've shot a few scenes or like you've shot half the movie and have to do some reshoots. That's a lot.
You shot a whole series and you have to do reshoots, which pushes us back about a year.
All right, but having to restart before you even get started twice already means you don't know where you want to go.
Yeah.
Which means you don't have a vision, and without that vision, that means you don't know what you want for sequels. Right. And if you want to make sequels, but you don't have the sequels in mind when making the original and the sequels are all going to be bad. That's just my opinion. That's from experience, from like what I've seen. This was requested, so like I didn't have a ton of knowledge about this, but I wouldn't necessarily say that doing all this research brought my hopes up for this movie. However, I like the series a lot. I'm all for seeing what else they can do with it. And the action scenes, the fight scenes are some of the best cinematography that you can see. The score is always really good. Graphics, like the visual effects are always really good. It's just usually Johnny Depp kills it. So it's hard to imagine him without it. Or the movie without him.
So Bumblebee was actually received well. It's of Transformers 4, the first one after Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, the one with Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg was a set. Like I'm using Rotten Tomatoes because it's the only thing you can look up ever. 17%.
Yeah,
and it was a 50% audience score.
I like the Transformers movie. It's like Power Rangers, but better.